Welcome to another conceptual video. In this conceptual video, I am talking about the test cross and the back cross. What is the meaning of test cross and the back cross? Let me doing the cross in between two plants. One is suppose that tall and another is dwarf. I am making the tall capital TT and I am representing the dwarf plant as a small tt. So capital TT means this is the dominant allele. Capital T, this is one dominant allele and this is another dominant allele. So two dominant alleles are present here. That's why it is known as the homozygous. This is the homozygous. But here capital T, this is the dominant allele. That's why this is the homozygous dominant. In case of dwarf plant, there is the small t, small t. This is the recessive alleles. Both the recessive alleles present here. That's why it is also known as the homozygous. This is the homozygous. But here the expression is the dwarf and this is the recessive allele. That's why it is known as the recessive. So homozygous. This is condition is the homozygous recessive. This is the parent. This is the parent. In F1 generation, we will get capital T, small t. Here, there is the one dominant allele and another recessive allele. And such condition which is known as the heterozygous. This is the heterozygous. And the expression will be tall. The expression will be tall. Tall means this is the dominant expression. So this is the heterozygous dominant. This is known as the heterozygous dominant. Now here the big question is that the dominant expression, the dominant expression here, suppose that this is the tallness expression, whether it comes out from the heterozygous or from the homozygous condition. From heterozygous or homozygous. Homozygous condition. So this test or it is confirmed by the cross and such cross is known as the test cross. Such cross is known as the test cross. This is the dominant in F1 alleles which is the F1 offspring which is dominant. The F1 offspring which is dominant here. Dominance means which is tall. The tallness character will expressed from two conditions. In case of homozygous condition, homozygous dominant condition, capital TT, or heterozygous dominant condition, capital T, small t. So what actual the expression in F1 generation, whether the expression of F1 offspring or tallness character in F1 offspring, whether from heterozygous condition or from the homozygous condition, it is confirmed by the test cross. So now the test cross, so I am doing here the test cross. The cross in between F1 offspring with homozygous recessive parent. So here homozygous recessive parent is small tt. And such cross is known as the test cross. This is known as test cross. So here the gamete capital T, small t, and here the gamete will be small tt. So capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small tt, and small tt. So here in F2 generation of this test cross, this would be tall and this would be tall and these two offspring would be dwarf and this would be dwarf. So here four offsprings are produced. the dominant expression tall 50% and the recessive dwarf next expression will be 50%, and the ratio will be 1:1. This is the phenotypic ratio of the test cross. If the ratio, the phenotypic ratio 1:1 of the dominant and the recessive, then we confirm that the F1 offspring, which is heterozygous dominant, this is the dominant expression, comes out from the heterozygous condition from capital T small t, not from capital TT. So this type of expression, this type of test, which is known as the test cross, we cross F1 offspring with the recessive, homozygous recessive parent. This is known as the test cross, and we confirm if we get the ratio 1:1, two phenotypic expression, this is the monohybrid cross, then the ratio will be 1:1. If you taking the two pairs of character, then the ratio will be 1:1:1:1. So in case of dihybrid cross, the test cross ratio will be 1:1:1:1. This is the dihybrid ratio, the phenotypic ratio of the test cross. So it is confirmed that the ratio will be 1:1, 50% dominant and 50% recessive. So it confirmed that the F1, the phenotypic expression of F1 offspring comes out from the heterozygous condition. So F1 offspring is heterozygous dominant, not homozygous dominant. This is known as the test cross. And this test cross, the F1 cross, in this cross we take the homozygous recessive parent, homozygous recessive parent, homozygous recessive. This is the homozygous recessive parents. That's why this is known as the back cross. This is known as the back cross. Back cross means if the F1 offspring, if you cross any one parent, which is known as the back cross. If you cross the F1 offspring with any one parent, with any one homozygous dominant or homozygous recessive, then the cross is known as the back cross. If we cross the F1 offspring with only homozygous recessive, then which is known as the test cross. It means that all test cross is back cross, but all back cross is not test cross. So here this test cross, this is one type of back cross, but all the back cross is not test cross. Test cross means the cross in between F1 offspring with homozygous recessive parent. This is known as the test cross. So now we confirm that the test cross, the cross in between F1 offspring with homozygous recessive parent, this is known as the test cross. But back cross, what is the meaning of back cross? The cross in between F1 offspring with any one parents. It may be homozygous recessive or homozygous dominant. This is known as the back cross. So all the test cross, they are the back cross, but all back cross, these are not test cross. This is the idea of the test cross and the back cross. We are doing test cross only for the confirmation of genotype of F1 offspring. The phenotypic expression of F1 offspring will be from heterozygous condition or from the homozygous condition. This is the idea of the test cross and this is the back cross. Thank you for watching.